Forget the outdated image of a motionless guard staring down a dim hallway. Today's professionals are more likely to be found in active command centers, coordinating emergency responses and managing advanced risk matrices. This gap in responsibility creates a significant divide in compensation. While an entry-level unarmed guard in Tennessee earns an average of around $30,000 a year, the state average for a physical security specialist jumps to over $64,000. In major economic hubs, the ceiling is even higher. Specialists securing the corporate infrastructure of Nashville average nearly $68,700, while those managing the massive logistics networks in Memphis can earn over $69,100 annually. Reaching these top tiers requires a specific, sequentially timed progression of state-mandated milestones and professional benchmarks. Ultimately, these salaries represent more than a paycheck. They are a direct reflection of a professional's verified, documented ability to mitigate complex risks for their organization. Before you can build a specialized portfolio, you have to navigate the baseline mandates set by the state. The Tennessee Department of Commerce and Insurance requires a mandatory 4 hours of training for unarmed registration, while armed roles require 16 hours. But those requirements are just the beginning. Tennessee uses strict conditional triggers, where your specific working environment instantly dictates new legal training mandates. Take Dallas's law. If you are deployed to any establishment licensed to serve alcohol for on-site consumption, like the venues on Lower Broadway, you have exactly 15 days to complete specialized training in conflict de-escalation, safe physical restraint, and first aid. The state enforces these requirements through heavy penalties. If an establishment employs an improperly trained guard, the venue faces a mandatory 30-day suspension of their liquor license and beer permit. The same logic applies to educational environments under HB 322. Any armed guard stationed at a public or private school must pass an 8-hour active shooter response course before they're authorized to work the post. Every one of these licenses operates on a strict clock. Tennessee provides a 90-day late renewal window. If you miss it, your registration is purged, and you have to restart the entire background check and training process from zero. Maintaining strict compliance eliminates a massive point of financial liability for the employer. Because a single paperwork error can trigger a venue's closure, a legally verified guard becomes a critical risk management asset. Once you have secured your legal standing, you can begin building your resume using free federal resources. The Emergency Management Institute offers FEMA courses on infrastructure security, while CISA provides professional-grade risk assessment tools. To move beyond entry-level guarding, the next major benchmark is the Certified Protection Officer credential from the IFPO. This marks the transition from a temporary worker to a career practitioner. But moving into executive territory requires attaining the globally recognized ASIS gold standards. These 3 tiers define the leadership path: the APP for early management, the PSP for physical system design and threat assessment, and the CPP for the highest levels of executive leadership. Reaching these tiers requires mastering power skills, the specialized use of communication and psychology to manage high-stress environments. The impact of these skills is measurable. Data shows that personnel trained in advanced verbal de-escalation can achieve a 50% reduction in physical use of force incidents. At the executive level, the primary objective is no longer physical enforcement. Your job is strategic liability mitigation and high-level organizational leadership. Breaking into the highest regional tax brackets requires industry-specific specialization that goes beyond general security knowledge. In Nashville, the national hub for corporate healthcare, protecting sensitive hospital environments requires the specialized knowledge validated by the IAHSS CHPA credential. Contrast this with the massive supply chain economy of Memphis, where securing logistics hubs and managing asset recovery requires specialized loss prevention credentials. By aligning your credentials with the local economic engine, you transition from a replaceable contractor into an essential corporate asset. Finally, there is a technical shift occurring that is currently redefining the entire industry: the cyber-physical convergence. Modern security hardware, from IP surveillance cameras to biometric scanners, no longer operates in isolation. These devices reside entirely on vulnerable corporate IT networks. Because this hardware is hardwired into the network, the next generation of security leaders must cross-train in digital defense. This means acquiring entry-level cyber credentials, like the CompTIA Security Plus or the SIA SICC. A physical security expert who cannot understand or defend the digital network their hardware runs on is becoming obsolete. The ultimate security executive is the one who can protect both the physical premise and the digital perimeter. The progression is clear. Claim your place at the top by starting your training today.